quadratic formula. And the quadratic formula, I will just put it out there and say it is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. But why? I mean, that just seems so random. It is just something absolutely you can just use and it will work. But let's see why it works. And we will have to complete the square. So let's assume we've had some numbers. And we've rearranged it all at equals 0. I mean, let's try to just do this with simple algebra. We move the c to one side, maybe, divide everything by a. And then we try to factorise this out, try to get a bit further along. But now we've hit a wall, because that c isn't going to be 0, because if it was 0, we could have just factorised that from the start, and we'd already have an answer. So c is not equal to 0, so there could be an infinite number of solutions here. So how does this help anyway? Well, think of in everyday life where you might hear squared come up. I'm thinking probably the most common way would be meters squared or something like that, which is area. You know, you got 1 meter length and 1 meter width. You get an area of 1 meter squared. So we can imagine that this x is a length x, and then this is a width of x plus b over a. And let's say that area is equal to minus c over an a. Like, just, it may seem weird that area is negative, but as you know, it might not be negative because c and a could be positive or negative. But anyway, for the purpose of this, just focus on the left-hand side. So basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to get x to appear only once. And probably the best way to do that is to try and turn it into a square. So how can we turn this into a square? We can just chop this in half. Move that other half down here. Now we've got x here and x here, and then half of b over a, will be b over 2a. It's another trick. We can halve things by doubling the denominator. And now we can see a square taking shape. But this does not equal x plus b over a, because we've got this bit here. And what's the area of that little square? It will be b over 2a squared, right? Which is why we'll have to subtract this. And we'll square it, b over 4a squared, like that. And now this is equal to minus c over a. And I'll just continue, I'll just shift this up here and we can finish our work here. That's a visual way of seeing why it's called completing the square and how that works. So now we'll just move this to the other side. And we combine this into a singular fraction by multiplying minus c over a by 4a squared over 4a over 4a. We get minus 4ac, and that a becomes 4a squared, so we can just combine it into one fraction. Now we take the square root, and this should be starting to look very familiar. And the square root of 4a squared is just 2a. And that's how you get this, which is your quadratic formula. And just a reminder that, if you did 9x squared minus 2x minus 4, you'd do x equals, it would be 2 because minus 2 is positive 2, plus or minus 2 squared. It doesn't change it. I mean, perhaps you might just want to do 2 squared minus 4 times a times minus 4, 2 times 9.